Hey folks, welcome back to Canada's Boxing Channel. Hope everyone's doing well. So this Saturday on the Joe Joyce Filipurgovic card at the Co-op Arena in Manchester, UK, we've got the British heavyweight title on the line. It's a vacant belt. Fabio Wardley vacated the belt because he's off to pursue, hopefully for him, bigger and better things. So the match that we have is between David Adeleye, who is 13-1-0, the loss coming to Fabio Wardley, against JEAMIE TKV. TSHIKEVA, I guess is how he pronounces his name, but he's commonly referred to as JEAMIE TKV, who has a record of 8 wins, 1 loss. Now, let's start with TKV. He's 31 years old, 6'4", from London. He's the underdog in this case, at least the betting odds where I am. Decimal odds, 4.75. He beat Michael Webster, made him retire after the 9th round in February of this year, beginning of February, first day of February. Before that, in October of 24, he beat Franklin Ignalius, TKO in 6. And before that, in February, he had a points win over a fellow by the name of Duvashenko. So that's his last 3. I don't know too much about TKV other than what I've listened to people talk about on YouTube. David Adeleye is much better known, of course. Like I say, his only loss is to Fabio Wardley. He's 28 years old, 6'4.5", a Londoner. His last fight was in December of last year. He weighed 235.5, and he beat Solomon Dakers to win the English title. First round KO in Wembley. Prior to that, in 2023, October, he weighed 232. He was knocked out by Fabio Wardley. That was for the British Commonwealth of European. And that was in Riyadh. There was quite a bit of argy-bargy between him and Fabio before that fight, so you might all remember. There was a lot of beef. Whether it was fake beef or real beef, I'm not sure. It seemed a bit realish, actually. But one can never tell. And prior to that, in 2023, in June, weighing 235, so his weight's always in that 230s. He beat a fellow by the name of Amatrovic in York Hall, made him retire in the 5th round. It certainly appears to be the case that David Adeleye, Big D to those who follow him, is the heavy favourite, going off at 1.14. I would have thought, to be perfectly honest, this would be a fairly straightforward fight. Now, one should never say that. It's heavyweight boxing, and it's for the British title. But looking back over JEAMIE TKV's record, I'm not seeing a lot here that would tell me that he's British Championship material. In fact, it seems a bit premature, really, for him to be fighting for a British title. Now, this is probably me just being old school, growing up in the days when, the peak of a British heavyweight boxer's career was to fight for the British heavyweight title. And also, you didn't see people relinquishing the titles. You saw people trying their darndest to win a Lonsdale belt outright, or in the case of Henry Cooper, winning 3 of them outright. I'm not seeing that that's a feat that's ever likely to be equaled. So it's very hard to see anything that JEAMIE TKV can do. David Adeleye is a good fighter, a good boxer. I actually like him very much. And the fight between him and Fabio Wardley was, of course, a very exciting fight. I thought that the fight between David Adeleye and Solomon Dakers was going to be a much more vigorous test of David Adelaye's skills than it happened to be. All over, basically, bar the shouting before he really got a sweat up. So I would imagine that David Adeleye is going to be the British champion. I would think it would be a real long shot to put some money on JEAMIE TKV, but one never knows. What's interesting to me is that we've got Hughie Fury shouting out that he wants to take on the biggest and the brightest in the division. But I would have thought, and I mentioned this on the video that I've done on Hughie Fury's recent interviews, that Hughie Fury ought to be trying to put himself in the mix with people like David Adeleye, you know, rather than where he's fighting right now is, with greatest possible respect to those people, very low level. And yet he's saying that he would like to fight Alexander Usyk and Anthony Joshua, Daniel Dubois, Zhilei Zhang, etc., etc., etc. I would have thought that it might be more sensible for him to say, my next fight, I'd like to be fighting Solomon Dakers or maybe Mr. TKV here, with a view then to sort of having a go against someone like David Adeleye. But hey, what do I know? I'm just a fan. I'm sure that his team have got something much more lucrative in mind for him. Anyways, back to the matter at hand. I feel quite confident in saying that David Adeleye is going to win this fight, and I think we might see a stoppage round 6 or 7. That's what my tummy tells me. Your mileage may vary. Let me know in the comments section. Of course, I respond to all comments. And please like, share, and please subscribe. If you've not subscribed yet, please subscribe. Really appreciate that. Most importantly, have a fabulous day. I'll see you on the next video. Cheers. Bye-bye.